First of all, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday morning. I am Aishwarya. I am going to be your host today and panel moderator for this wonderful panel that we have today. So, we're going to talk about the journey of all four of these people who started at RC as a fresher almost, and they've grown into such insightful cloud consultants. So, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let the panel introduce themselves. So maybe Aniket, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. So, hey everyone, I'm Aniket Kumar Sana, the cloud consultant at Rapid Circle. I'm in part of Rapid Circle for almost 2 years now, playing with the Microsoft technologies, especially Azure. I'm also a community guy and I'm really active in some communities, especially of Microsoft and Google. So, you might find me hanging around in some of these meetups. So, yeah, that's it about me. Looking forward to sharing my journey with you all. And next, I would like to request Pratik to share about his introduction.
Thank you so much, Aniket. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Pratik. So currently working as a cloud consultant at Rapid Circle. So I started my journey as cloud intern in Rapid Circle, and slowly growing into this role. And it's been amazing working on projects over here. So previously, I also had some experience on machine learning and data science. And next, I like to call on Anusa.
Thanks, Pratik. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in on a Saturday morning. I'm Anusha. I'm from Bangalore. I graduated in BE last July. I've been working at Rapid Circle for almost 2 years now, and I mostly work on Microsoft tech stack that includes SharePoint, SPFX, Power Platform, and Azure, etc. Apart from work, I really enjoy cooking and I do art. Today, I'm here to talk about my journey from a cloud intern to cloud consultant, and yeah, excited to be here. Uh, yeah, Krishna.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy to see you all here. I'm Krishna Yele. I'm a cloud consultant at Rapid Circle from last 3.5 years. I had started my journey as a support consultant and have grown a lot to become a cloud consultant. Yeah. Thank you.
That's great, everyone. So okay, maybe let's get started with our discussion. So Aniket, you said that you are a very active community contributor, right? So how did it help you in starting your journey in cloud?
So definitely community played a very major role in my journey because I even started with Azure being a part of community, especially the Microsoft community. So I was the part of, and currently I am, will be graduating soon from that community. So I'm part of the Microsoft Learns from Ambassador. So I got to experience the Microsoft Azure there because they are really open with the Microsoft technologies. So I experienced that. And being a part of the community was very really new for me when I joined the college. So in the first year when I joined college, so I saw this culture that people are making communities, helping each other with their knowledge. So I really liked this. So I also wanted to be part of this community. So in the first year itself, I was part of few communities and also took some sessions on especially Java because I was used to Java at that point of time. So yeah, in the first year itself, I started with my community journey and slowly I joined different communities. First was my Microsoft Learns from Ambassador community, and that was almost at the end of first year. And I was really active there, obviously. So I contributed a lot. I wrote many blogs there. I conducted many events there, and that really helped me both technically and with soft skills. Because while working in any environment, you need to be well versed with both of the things, be it technical sides or be it the culture or be it the way you work. That is specifically the soft skills, the way you speak, the way you interact with each other. So that really helped me. And then I joined the Google Developer Student Club. So I was the lead at my college in the third year. So yeah, my community journey has been a really long one, and I have interacted with a lot of crazy folks, and I've also contributed a lot in the communities. And definitely, the communities help us a lot because they provide you a proper path how you can interact with new people. They also help you in engaging with the knowledgeable folks, right? So we have really great folks in the communities, even people from the Microsoft, people from GitHub, people from Google are part of these communities. And being a part of the communities, we get this opportunity to interact with the people who really develop those technologies, right? So it help in gaining your technical skills. And also, as being conducting events or going through the workshops, you are like defining the things, or you are explaining the things. In our work also, we sometimes give the demo, we analyze the things, we present ourselves, or we present our work to our clients, right? So these things really help you to build yourself for the professional environment which is coming up next after your college. So these were the journey, and these were the learnings which helped me from my community journey to reach where I am right now. Yeah.
That, that's wonderful, Aniket, and I hope you have already started contributing to Rapid Circles community contributions.
Yeah,
So now that you are not a part of the student communities, now that you have graduated, I think we'll have a great time collaborating as part of community events in RC, including this one.
definitely.
So yeah. So next, maybe let's hear from you, Anusha, that what was your driving factor to pursue this career in cloud as a student itself? Like, what helped in you in doing so?
So, yeah. Back then, when I was in college, there was a little exposure to AWS and GCP provided by college as a training program. Uh, but I wanted to do something new other than others. So when I was exploring about other cloud service options, I came across Azure. And when I was looking into Azure, the service offerings, the UI, seemed familiar and appealing to me. And it was also very native, as I used to work on few Microsoft services maybe all my life. Uh, then I started to explore around the app services, how all that works, also about cloud concepts like all the virtual machine storage, maybe security, and how all that works. So for a few months, I was just digging deep into understanding more of it, like the infrastructure, other things, scaling, and all that just amused me. And I also attended few workshops and went through other online resources to get more insights into cloud. Also, I can say also as a student, I needed to build a career path. So I wanted to slowly start off with Azure with the intention of making it big in Azure Data Platform, and that eventually led me to take up the certification. It was more like a validation of what I really know. And then I took up fundamental exams like AC 900 and DP 900. uh, though they were basic certifications, but as a student being in college, it was challenging to learn as well as handling the course. Later, I wanted to put my learnings into use. So I collaborated with one of my friend and done a project using Azure services as also a academic project. And later, to my surprise, one day Suyog, who's the director of Rapid Circle, reached out to me on LinkedIn to offer me an internship if I was interested. Uh, how cool is that? I was just in third year of my college. I had no experience in the industry before. Suddenly, I started to feel tight because the fact how internet scares you, how the interviews will be, how the work pressure will be. I grew up hearing all that, and it was like intimidating for me to decide if I was really ready for that opportunity. But I wanted to get this job very badly after my friend who was working in Rapid Circle told me about the culture and people, no hierarchy, and it's flexible. And I knew that after hearing to all that, I knew that was something new and not like any other companies out there. I was then scared if I would mess up the interview with Suyog because I never gave any interviews before. Then finally, I made up my mind and took the interview with CEO. Trust me, it didn't feel like an interview. It was more like a friendly discussion. And yeah, it went very well. And at another technical round where I showcased my work, and I was given a code challenge to build a Power App with a week's time. To mention, I never had any experience in Power Platform or Power Apps in specific. To then that 1 week was, I can say, so productive than a whole year of my life. I had college test in between, but of course, I had to challenge and prove myself that I can do this. Um, then, yeah, based on the interview experience, yeah, I knew this was the one, and I successfully completed the challenge. And of course, here as well, I wanted to do something more interesting. So I went exploring through all the online websites and apps as references. And also, I wanted my Power App to uh, include all the tools in Power Platform. So there was a simple Power Automate flow to update the numbers already. And then I used Power Virtual Agents as chatbot on top of Power BI tile. So there are all the four um, technologies are in here. Yeah. So basically, that 1 week, I explored around all the Power Platform, and the team was impressed by the work. And yeah, now I'm a part of Rapid Circle family. This is how I got into Rapid Circle.
That that's that's really an inspiration. Like the way you everything you have done is all completely based on self-learning and self-exploration. So I think it's a good inspiration for all of us, like not just freshers, but even for us as professionals. We have to keep upskilling ourselves, like not depend on someone to give you the exposure or someone to give you the training to do that. So I think that's the best takeaway from your journey. But yes, now moving on to yes, Pratik. So how did you land your internship with RC or in RC India, and how did you acquire the skills needed for the role while you were also still in college, right? When you got the job.
So my story behind landing internship on RC is little different journey compared to other, because I come from Nepal. So and it was my first travel to next country for professional work, and I was little surprised uh, and um to get into RC, and uh, I was looking forward what would be the next thing. And I had done a previous internship before RC in machine learning and data science, mostly based on mostly focused on the research. But there was something lacking, that that product was not being real, and I could see that people over there using cloud service, ML as a service as option, starting using cloud to make things easier. And I was even quantum computing enthusiast, and I could see that even that service are being used from the cloud side. So I was looking for an opportunity. So I saw that Rapid Circle is opening an internship, and that too will we get trained on the cloud, and will get to work on the cloud project. And I had no such experience rather than using one or two services related to machine learning in cloud. But to my surprise, and from my previous experience, I could see that Rapid Circle uh, people in Rapid Circle taught us everything from the basics. And it was so easy to grasp new concepts, starting from programming language, and even whatever is required, like things like PowerShell, Terraform, and even the Azure service from the basics. And that make the whole process easier. And eventually, once that training was completed, we were in project, and we started implementing things. And comparing from the day one to today, I could see that the process and the helping culture in Rapid Circle, that helped me grow a lot. And yeah, that was all.
That's amazing, and especially coming from a whole other country, right? It's quite intriguing for us as well to interact with you and get to know about our individual cultures. So that's really amazing. So now, Krishna, you are just the odd one in this bunch because all three of these people they joined as interns while in college, but you joined as a support engineer in our incredible 24/7 run team. So how did you land up in RC, and what were your initial learnings from your role of the first role here?
So actually, before joining Rapid Circle, I was a freelancer. I used to create desktop applications and web applications for people, all locals, to support local growth. So I wanted to actually, means I was really frustrated because I had no support creating applications just all by yourself. I asked my friends, I'm looking for a stable job. Um, so one of my who was my colleague, he recommended this position that we need someone from C Sharp. Um, and yeah, I came to this company. While searching that job, it was my actually last day in Pune. I was actually about to leave Pune uh, for good. Means I was never about to come Pune, but the same last day, he told me that okay, there is an opening. Okay, I will give a chance. If nothing happens, I will pick the night bus and go back. And Shrikant was there. I He took my interview. He was happy, and I went back and cancelled my bus ticket. And next day I joined. Uh, so next day it was actually a good incident. It was the last day of the company of the year. So all were celebrating, and I came. I was completely nervous because the uh, whole uh, atmosphere about companies are that there is a hierarchy systems. And when I shook hands with Shriyog and said, "There are no sirs and no madams here," I didn't believe him for the first week because until unless I experienced it. So yeah, it did put me in a comfort zone. I started my journey in support consultant, and my roles were to actually monitor critical systems, which were actually handling healthcare systems, which were very uh, which needed regular surveillance, so that the systems keep running. Uh, uh, Attending calls whole night 24/7 team was actually a very challenging task for me because I had to handle things in night as well. So whole night waking up and be attentive to the systems. My opportunity started when we actually onboarded big clients where we had to handle multiple tickets, say thousands of tickets coming per day. And my mentor came to me, we need to think ahead of time, ahead of out of the box systems. And as my technical expertise, I was thinking starting of uh, creating automations. And the best part of our rapid circle was that the atmosphere was all about power automate, power flow, so many automations. For the first month, I was wondering what is flow, and when I get started, I was not stopping it. Uh, there's so many things I get. If you see that there were people who were contributing a lot, and they really shared with me how to approach things. I started building automations in Azure, in Power Automate, and also some local desktop applications, which didn't make it on all the systems, but it was helpful for the technicals to automate their conversion systems. The productivity increased. Um, the experience of creating automations in Azure and Power platforms really gave me a heads up about how to proceed things. Now, the second part of the 24/7 team was to communicate. There's the actually the most important skill to have in that role, because you need to provide real-time situations to the clients, to the technical consultants, so that they can respond to the situation immediately. And that skill actually helped me grow a lot, because it helped me to understand what clients need, how they want to talk, how they actually proceed, and what they think when they receive a problem. So the communication is skill. It was the biggest learning from that support role.
Yeah.
Then seeing my growth, my mentors said me, okay, you are grown out of this role actually. Do you have any aspirations? So I said that yeah, of course, I do have. And he presented me the um, chance to become a cloud consultant. There were a test. I had to create a power app using connecting logic app and flow as well. So in the first round, yeah, I failed. So is a thing that you cannot, not every role or project need you. There are places that others would. Then the second team, they gave me another uh, challenge where it required Azure development, where I had to connect different services with logic app, and then I got in to that. So I understood that yeah, somewhere I am technically very good, and that's my strong point. And the other one was more of a pitching the product. So uh, the team understood that he's technically very good. They kept me, and uh, they just told me just join it immediately. That's how I became cloud consultant.
That's great. And I think for we've all seen you grow. At least I remember your first day at RC that you just described that you were nervous, and we were all in party mode, celebrating Christmas and New Year and all of that, the year-end magical time. But yeah, from there, it's been so amazing to see you how commendable your performance was as a support engineer. It's not easy to upskill yourself while working your 24/7 shifts, right? And despite that, you managed to learn by yourself, and now you're doing great as as a cloud consultant. So that's just really inspiring. So now I think we've all gotten to know each other very well. We know all your background. So maybe let's talk more about how your transitions and your learnings. So, Aniket, could you share some key experiences from your internship that really helped shape your like understanding of technologies and prepared you for your role as a
Right.
consultant?
Yeah. So I would like to start from the beginning. So as I said, I was active in communities. So the COVID happened at the end of 2019, right? So I was in the first year of my college. Before that, I wasn't aware of these specific communities or even this internship culture, frankly speaking. So this COVID hit, and I joined one internship. So even before joining the cloud internship at RC, I was part of the three different internships. Both were totally different. I have also worked as a business consultant, the business development intern. I've worked as a community management intern, and I've also worked as a web development intern. So I have experienced all the various kind of categories in the industry. So yeah, I really experienced these. And definitely, as Anusha said, the interviews are really tough and really challenging sometimes, because we don't know the person who is sitting in front of us, how much experienced he is, or what questions he or she would be asking. So it is really tough. And for the RC cloud intern, I remember the date exactly. It was 11th of February, right? And on that day, I was having a family function, right? So I was there. I came back at the time of the interview. I then sat on the interview, and Rohan from our company was there, who was interviewing me. And initially, I was a bit nervous, but yeah, I'm a community person, so I know how to keep a smile, because I have learned this the hard way, that keeping a smile makes you feel more confident, right? So even if you are really not very well versed with the things, keep a smile on your face. It might make you feel more confident, and it will resemble you more confident in front of the people who are sitting, right? So I was really nervous, but yeah, the things went well because it was my first interview for the cloud. I was knowing the cloud things. I was already certified in the Azure fundamental examinations, but yeah, I was still nervous because RC is not a normal company. It is a really big company, and folks are really knowledgeable here, right? So I was really nervous. Then I sat for the interview. Rohan was there, but he made the things really very normal and very chill. He became like my big brother at that time itself. Right. He was sharing his experience. He was listening to my experiences, and we also talked about different technologies I have worked upon. And this is how I got the opportunity, right? And then I joined the RC on 1st of March, right? I joined along with Pratik and one more friend of mine as the cloud intern. And yeah, the things were really good. I was liking the environment, and the best part was that we were taught the things very minutely, right? So we were taught partial, we were taught terraform next, and the things were really in detail. So the mentor we were having, like, I feel really lucky that we got that mentor because he was well versed in what he was teaching, and he made the things so simple for us. And not only that, he was just teaching us, even if we are sometimes feeling low in some categories or in some specific area, he used to connect with us individual to understand where we are lacking, or if we are having any kind of difficulties in that specific technology. So maybe partial, right? So he used to individually connect with us, resolve our doubts, and it was a really good journey. So first we learned partial, and then we had a demo in front of the great folks of RC. Then we learned Terraform, and I literally had never heard of Terraform previously. I was like, what the hell is this Terraform? This word is even new to me. Right. But still, I was being taught everything, and also not just the teaching, it was all the hands-on teaching. So whatever we were taught, we were doing it on hands-on. So that's what getting me more exposure and more interaction with that specific technology, be it partial or be it terraform, right? And we also created many projects out of it, and we also demoed it, right? So these all things helped me to gain my experience, to which I am working right now. And then we got the opportunity to work in one of the really crucial project of RC. And I was really impressed and happy that okay, it will be challenging, but yeah, definitely I would be getting to learn many new things and interacting with the great folks. So yeah, when I joined, or when I transitioned from intern to consultant and working full time on a specific project, it was really difficult for me because to understand this specific big code base is itself a really major task, to understand the things and to correlate with your learning that yeah, this is what we learned and this is how the things are working, is really difficult. So initially I felt a bit low in the starting points to understand the things. But yeah, the team was really supportive, my mentor was really supportive, and together I grown up, and literally I'm at a very ahead stage right now from where I started. Like, I was nothing at that time, but right now I can be confident that yes, I am the cloud consultant with this specific knowledge, and I can work on it, be whatever it is. Right. So the internship period really helped me to pave out the way to become the consultant and to work in the project right now. So thanks to RC for these things, because if RC wasn't there, I don't know that how much learnings or knowledge would I be getting by myself. So yeah, this was the journey.
That's amazing, and I think it must feel great to have your interviewer and mentor as an attendee for your talk, right? I mean, I'm sure it's really amazing. So now I think you mentioned like Pratik and you both joined together. So Pratik, how did you leverage the skills and knowledge that you gained during your internship to land a permanent position? And any specific strategies or tips that you would recommend?
So, in terms of landing to cloud consultant role, right? So, already Aniket has mentioned that we are thoroughly trained on that aspect, and we didn't feel any gap moving from our internship to uh, cloud consultant role. So, being that there are always tips and strategy. Especially this session is focused for the freshers who want to land into as an intern or some fresher kind of role, right? So I would think uh, it's not like a time that back in while I was in college, my senior used to tell, learn one programming language and next 10 years you'll you will only need to work on that. It's not that time. uh, we are even surprised with very advancement in AI, right? There are now system like ChatGPT coming, and which literally write the code for us. So uh, so what I would like to give tips or strategies that uh, you should be always ready to learn, take up the challenge. You should have that attitude to learn, and especially for freshers coming into real world projects, right? So it's that you always need to work in team. So that is something you need to keep in mind. So you could be individual contributor, but at the end of the day, it's about completing the whole project, giving your best effort, trying to help each other. And this is something you could start from college project itself. So you could make use of some tools like GitHub, and you should make a mindset to work on that process. So that could be a good starting. And apart from that, even soft skills are very important. How you communicate to your team members, how you are able to help your team members, and those skills are also important. And talking to the background I come from, right? Computer science or computer engineering, there is always the basics were taught in colleges, like subjects like networking, database, or be it operating system. Those fundamental are very important. I will not say there are 50 important questions to that, but whatever you learn in college, that will be a very ideal fundamental that will be relevant to any software engineering role or cloud consultant role you'll get in future. So even to leverage this, whatever tips I told, right? You should not even land the internship or do the work. As Aniket mentioned, even from your first year of your college, you can get into some community programs like Microsoft Learn Ambassador or Google Ambassador. So they encourage you to learn these skills, and you can collaborate with other folks in the community. So it helps you build more confidence. So eventually, it's all about your mindset, how much you want to grow. So I would say these are the tips or strategy that will help next generation students, right? So I'm taking in next generation because things have been moving very fast and very rapidly. So if they consider these tips or strategy in their mind, they will definitely succeed.
Yeah, that's true. There's some really, really good tips. I think we can all use them, not just students, but I think being part of a active community and always having the self-learn mindset helps not just students, but also professionals in our day-to-day lives. And I think what next would be the obvious question, like that's something that all three of you interns have done, like you, Pratik, Aniket, Anusha, you all started like I think around your third year of college, right? So Anusha, maybe you can highlight this, like what was the biggest challenges that you faced during the transition, and how did you balance your coursework along with client work? Like we have college assignments and exams and all that, all those things, right? And then how do you simultaneously also work on projects and be responsible for client work?
Yeah, definitely it wasn't easy. Um, it's been 2 years at Rapid Circle, and as Aniket and Pratik said, I never felt pressurized, rather felt supportive and growing at my pace around the bunch of amazing people, right? I would like to point out that Rapid Circle don't just helps you grow technically at work, but also in personal life by making it possible to maintain a work-life balance. Because Rapid Circle has flexible timings for work. So yeah, that was one of the advantage for me. I a little background of my college life. It wasn't like I was employed part-time at Rapid Circle, but was employed as full-time, that is 8 hours. I had to convince my college to work full-time and take up exams, and that was also a advantage for me. Now coming to work, at the beginning it was really scary because I had zero experience working at an organization, because I had no internships before. This was the fresh one. And initially, 1 to 2 months, I was trained on Azure Power Platform, and I understood how the enterprise work. Then I was put into Australia team. Then there I was slowly involved into client projects where I got exposure to client engagements, and I started to feel confident as well as challenging. Though I was trained on the technologies, when it comes to a real world actual use case, it's different and might go out of our way. There were times where I had to spend some extra time for learning apart from work, to grow in the work and feel confident facing the customer. Initially, it was hard to manage both work and college when I had exams. They were like every month, and preparing for it, it was something new to me at that time. And yeah, and also I knew for the fact that I could always rely on someone at Rapid Circle when I was away to give exams. Um, and if I needed any extra time for exam preparation. However, uh, that doesn't mean I did take holidays, I mean leaves often. I just used to take a day off on the exam day, and if the subject was hard, I would take another half day, and I would return back to work. And of course, at times it felt challenging to deliver projects which had deadlines and overlapping with my college commitments, as you said, assignments and all that. At that time, I would take a break from work because I didn't want to manage both at that time and delay the work of the customer. At such moments, Rapid Circle been I would say, pillar of support by providing me with mentors who would frequently check on my well-being, both college and work. Uh, and also, if the workload was not overwhelming, and they ensured it was manageable to me, and that allowed me to balance both aspects of my life. And within few months, I learned how to manage time and how to be consistent. I started to feel confident. I was able to take up things by myself, and of course, I craved for more projects to gain experience in different technologies. Because I used to say yes to the projects coming my way and then learn and work on it. Uh, This gave me the opportunity to work on multiple projects with various technologies. I can give an example. For a client project, I was implementing a few Power Automate flows. Then they also had a requirement for Power BI report. I had a bit learning experience on Power BI, but never on the actual work for projects. So I asked the team if I can take this work, and I ensured that I wouldn't charge my learning time while implementing the report, but as my training. And my team trusted me and gave this opportunity. Uh, of course, when I was doing the report, there are few things to keep in mind. And for that, Jay, who is the Power BI expert, he helped me and taught me the tricks. And once he approved the work, we delivered the work. Because I was new, and yeah, he has to approve that. Lastly, I would like to mention that although it was hard for me to manage both, I never compromised on the quality of work delivered to the Rapid Circle customers, for which I'm very proud of. And it's the trust I gave it to the team and now the team can actually rely on me for the project delivery. And later, I was even given the opportunity to handle a SharePoint migration for one of the largest automobile companies, where I had to update the client with the progress regularly. That is, every day I had to, I mean, update the clients when the rest of the team was on holiday. Um, yeah, I consider myself grateful to have had the opportunity to be involved in approximately uh, 20 client projects and a few internal projects. I think dealing with these challenges would have been really tough if it wasn't for Rapid Circle and also my mentors. They played a big role in helping me handle everything and made it so much easier for me. Yeah, this was it.
That's really great, Anusha. I think I'm sure having a supportive environment here would have helped you, but I'm sure the hard work that goes in having to give exams, study for exams, and then simultaneously learn for delivering to a client, which has real impact. It's definitely kudos to your hard work, and I think not just you, all of you, how you have balanced both coursework, because for professionals it's work life balance. For you it's college work and office work and then life. So it's really inspiring. Meanwhile, I hope all you attendees are having fun listening to these discussions. If you have any questions for the panel, please make sure to drop it in the chat. If you were seeing the chat, Shushti is already, so our colleague Shushti, she is already putting up links and references to whatever the panel is mentioning. So if you want to add to something, or if you want to have any, take up, want the panel to take up any questions, then feel free to drop it in the chat. And moving on, I think Krishna, now we have talked a lot about the skills that you need as a fresher with these three interns, right? Um, but for you, what do you think are the essential qualities or skills that you believe are crucial for success as a consultant? Because I think you transitioned to a consultant role almost 2 years back. So, in these 2 years of being a cloud consultant, what do you think has been crucial for your growth?
Yes, thank you. So yeah, as Pratik mentioned actually that having a mindset to adopt new technologies and to learn to keep on adapting to the circumstances, that's one of the biggest skills that I find very helpful. Because what happens that when you are in a learning curve, you keep on learning, but it doesn't give you the confidence and give the satisfaction that you are making anything or creating any impact. So um, keep on doing projects that actually uh, uh, makes any value to it, because learning learning will keep on growing. um, just the one thing. The second part was the communication. Having a soft skill is a must, because uh, if you ask me 2 years ago, like, would you be able to handle 10 clients simultaneously, I would have said no. But uh, ability to manage and communicate the crystal clear, uh, crystal clear suggestions, and give them good suggestions that they can feel at rest. Because what happens, some things that doesn't go always the way you want. There are things that will go south, but you need to be able to make a positive suggestions that they can uh, adhere to and be patient about it. So third is keep challenging yourself, because um, you You need to learn new things, otherwise the growth will stop. uh, I have challenged myself in speaking because uh, I always felt the sharing is very tough for me. I never wrote a blog, I never spoke to the events, but due to the culture here and the people really supported me, I was able to speak in the national level platforms and even the global level platforms, uh, which was very astonishing. So don't be afraid. If you feel like you are able to make an impact there, or if you feel like if it's something that you can do, so just go for it, because no one is judging you, and it will add to your growth in the long term. Yeah.
I think that's a very, very good point. We all tend to be nervous. We all tend to think that, okay, if I'm sharing this, is it really of value? But I think it's great. It's a really good point that we need to be confident in our skills and our capabilities. So I think that really sums up. Uh, we don't really have any questions from the chat, so maybe I'll continue. That it's good for me. I have more questions for you. So one thing I think you all have mentioned is how you've had a very supportive team, a supportive environment at Rapid Circle. So maybe one of you can take this up and just mention, like, were there any specific mentors or role models who really played a significant role in your journey, and what sort of role did they play?
I like to take up on it. So uh, once you be in project itself, right? There are always opportunity to learn, be it from your immediate seniors, and that's one thing. And as I said, it's about you how much you want to explore, and there is always person supporting even the project running on, and you will get chance to learn and leverage new skills. So apart from that, you would happy to know that Rapid Circle has this mentor and mentee culture. So apart from the day to day work or skill you are engaging in, you could have a chance to select a mentor and learn new skills from them. Uh, and it should not be the same thing you are doing on daily basis. So what I like really about Rapid Circle is they truly care about your aspirations. So right now I'm working as a DevOps or cloud consultant. So in future, if I like to be more on data side or be data engineer, so this process would be very easier because you can get connected to your mentor and leverage those skills. So that is something I'm really happy about being on Rapid Circle. And also Rapid Circle focus on maintaining a happy workplace, right? So if you have any problems or any things you are not unsure of anything, you can share it to your mentor, and that will get resolved, or someone will reach out to you for the help.
Yeah, that is true.
So I want to add up to what Pratik said. Yes, having a mentor at Rapid Circle really helped me and brought me where I am now. Of course, my first mentor was you, Aishwarya. When I joined, I was undergoing training with you, and I learned all the basic etiquettes and soft skills, etc., from you. Right from I remember you taught me that um, I have to accept or reject the meeting once sent
Yeah.
because I forgot that day. I remember. So it's all like I have a bunch of mentors along the way that gave me a different perspective on how to work and how to make myself as a better individual professionally. So I had Nihar as my mentor for Power Platform. So he was the one trained me, and he was also my mentor for 2 review periods as part of mentor mentee program. So he used to check on me like fortnightly meeting we would have, and he would appreciate me for the works I have done, and he would check on me on my college things, how to manage. So it really helped me. Then once I moved to Australia, I had Anuja, and yeah, till now I think 1.5 year she is with me, and if I have any issues, any suggestions for any projects, she is my go-to. And I would say she's also my role model, because whatever you ask her, she'll be having a solution to recommend. So I want to become like that. And she taught me how to um, engage with the clients, and the way of answering or recommending the solution to the customers. uh, that has helped me grow this much. And yes, I have other mentors. There are so many of them, because uh, for each and every technology I used to connect with uh, different people, and they were same as my mentors. Like, they were always ready to help me. As I said, for Power BI, I had a J, because apart from his work, he used to teach me how to be good at Power BI. So yeah, my mentors have always held my back. And yeah, and another thing is they provided me performance feedback frequently to support my growth, and am I on the right track. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to work at an amazing supportive culture.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. And
Actually, I would
so
like to
I,
add to that.
yeah, go ahead, Krishna.
So my experience can go compare to comparison. Like I had a freelancing experience as well as an developing under a mentorship as well. So the main difference came is pressure handling, because the client you deal with, you need to be you have need to have positive attitude towards showing them how to deal with them and how to actually grow a user mindset. So how the user will be interact. So Shrikant has been my mentor for a long time, and himself have been handling multiple clients at the same time, and he has uh, showed me how to do that. So that part I can say, oh, it really makes a difference, because you can develop everything, but how you handle your clients is a very big change.
That is true. It's an entirely different skill, and it also depends on what kind of client it is and how difficult the challenges, the use cases. So I think that's a really good thing. Um, so we had a question from the audience, like what as a consultant, cloud consultant, how's your everyday look like?
Okay,
So
so
who wants
let me
to?
go ahead with
Sure,
it.
sure.
So, yeah, this is a great question because I know many aspiring cloud consultants would be having these questions. So that's a good question. So, are they fully contains of first we definitely have meetings. You are damn sure about this. You would be having meetings, multiple meetings in a day sometimes, and you would be working on different technologies. So if you are working on Azure, so you would be dealing with Azure. If AWS, then AWS, GCP, and many other cloud service providers. You have also some kind of tools. So like we are like me in my project is currently working with PowerShell and Terraform to deploy the things over the Azure environment. So you might be having some different things, like Anusha is dealing with Power Platforms, and we have many different tools in the DevOps environment. So whatever is your project is, or what tech stack your project is using, accordingly you would be dealing your day with it. And definitely it is not true that every cloud consultant is having the full knowledge from the beginning. So this needs to be understand well that in the IT industry you need to learn the things to proceed at. If you will be stopping your learning journey, then you will be starting your like career journey also. So you need to be open to the challenges. You need to open to learn new things, and you need to learn new things and then implement those things in your project. So we also learn new things and then add the things in our project to the proceeding of the project. And this is how our day proceeds and the regular weeks proceeds. If anyone would like to add something to it.
No, that's how the day goes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it
that
is
is
fun.
true.
Like we don't have like exactly, we have the deadlines, we need to work according to that, but it doesn't feel pressurized that yeah, we need to do this today, or there is a deadline and you are responsible for your work and that you need to take care of. But we don't feel pressurized, we work with fun, we interact with our colleagues, we have a chit chat, we discuss, and then we work.
We have one more interesting question. How much coffee do you all drink per day?
My answer is zero. I don't drink coffee at all.
Oh.
I left it like so many years. I just drink when I get too stressed, just half cup. That's it.
Wow, I think that's the most inspiring takeaway from today. How do you not drink coffee along
Exactly.
with all this? But what about all you guys?
So I don't prefer tea because many people in India prefer tea. I prefer coffee. Yeah, I generally have once or twice a day. In summers, I used to have cold coffees because I love it. But yeah, like once a day is necessary because especially in the half of the day, you feel like yeah, you need to have something. So I go for the coffee.
That's great.
Then,
So I think we are almost on time. We had a great talk today. It was really inspiring to listen to all of your stories. It was quite similar, but the takeaways are quite different from all of you guys, right? So it's just amazing to see. And I personally have seen almost all of you grow. So it's really proud. It feels really proud that the way you have grown as a consultant, and that you have decided to actually share it with all of us. So it's inspiring for everyone. So, like I said in the chat, attendees, if you have some questions, more questions about whatever we have talked about today, maybe you can drop a note directly to our attendees. Their details are mentioned on their contact details are in the webinar link already. And there are few things that were mentioned today that have already been covered in our previous artsy talk sessions. For example, the culture of Rapid Circle and the what it takes to be a cloud consultant. So maybe do check them out on our YouTube channel. And I guess we could call it a day.
we have a question
Yeah.
from Tejas.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Do you
missed
want
it.
to answer it?
Okay, so from Tejas, I would like to hear from the panel what they think about the youth entering the IT world or just starting their college,
Hmm.
um, and their suggestion, especially when the technology is evolving every day. So you can take it up.
Yeah, let me go ahead with it because I just ended my college and I have these things, these types of questions every day. So first, I would like to talk about the people who are in college or starting with the college. So don't feel pressurized. You are maybe in the first year or second year of college. You have 2 or 3 years right now. If you would be investing in a proper way, then you would be getting the things right. And you don't need to stop at one single language or one single framework. As Prateek said, that previously it was just our seniors told us that yeah, there's one single language and you need to spend 10-20 years on it, but that's not the case. You can explore. And this is also true that being in engineering college, it is not necessary to become a IT engineer, right? You can also choose different paths. Many people are going in the marketing field, many people are going in the management field, and it is totally okay with it. You don't need to only learn language or you need to do coding. It yeah, coding is a skill, you can learn it, but sometimes it is the urge to code, right? And if you are not getting it, it's totally fine. So you don't need to stress it out that I am not able to code, I am not able, I am unable to understand what is this plus plus minus minus. So it's totally fine. Okay, you can explore other fields. And Next, I would say that yes, the tech stack is evolving every day. You can see every year we are facing, we are getting new tools, we are getting new frameworks. So it's totally fine. But the thing is that the basics is always the same. Okay, so if we are talking about the cloud stack, we have 3 or 4 CSPs. The main thing is working on that. It's just that new tools are coming out. The networking is still the same. In case of any development, the basics is same. If you will be going with the development side, you will be see that every tech stack or every framework is based upon the JavaScript itself. So if you have the basics clear, then every new skill or every new framework would be easy for you to learn upon in the coming future. Right. So these are the things. Don't panic out. We would be having many new things. Like in 2019, when I started with the college, we never thought that at a certain in 2023, this chat GPT or AI things would be coming up and writing code itself, like the full code. Right. So things have changed and things are getting at pace. You need to keep up with the pace, but just keep the urge of learning. It would help you to cope up with everything.
Yes, that is absolutely true. And I think we have some really great insights on the chat from our experts as well. So I think that's a very good note, good question to end with, Tejas. Thanks for that question. So yeah, I think we can call it a day today and enjoy our Saturdays. Thanks again to all our attendees for joining us on a Saturday morning. Because we all know how important our weekends are after a week of being a consultant and at our jobs. So thanks again for joining.
Yeah.